Hello everybody and welcome to Lucky by Nature. Beast Demon here. I got a lot of requests for this video, so here it is. Before we get started, however, I would like to go over a few things. First, you need to be a level 80 to access the sea loot crates. If you're not a level 80, I will put the links on the description of the videos that can help you get there. Which brings me to my next statement. There are many ARC players out there that are under the perception that if you are a level 80, you are considered to be experienced. But let's be serious, guys. I know a lot of people that got to level 100 in 1 or 2 weeks. So that is no longer true. Yes, I take some responsibility for that, but ultimately I'm here to help ARC players thrive at this game. And I don't just help noobs. I have also been known to help experienced players as well, and even I have learned a thing or two from others. That's what this is all about, guys. We don't mind sharing the wealth of knowledge, so if I learn something that helps me, you bet I will share it with the rest of you. Now let's get into it, shall we? Same as before, we will start by the red obby and go from there. Alright, so if we're facing the red ob, we're gonna go ahead and turn to the right. That's the inlet there. We're not going there. We're gonna go to the right and until we find a rock that's in the shape of like a flying saucer. At least that's what it looks like to me. And see, there it is. Once we get there, I'm going to turn around to look at the obby, so that way I can get oriented. As you can see in the background there, you can see the blue obby and then the red. The blue obby always has to be on the right. So now I'm going to go to the barrier. And here we are. Now you need to turn back around and look at the obbies again. Make sure that the blue obby is on the right and then the red obby on the left. Now we can go straight down. And the reason I do this is because I noticed that if you don't, you end up going too far to the right and you end up missing some of the drops. And there's two really close together. So once you go down to the bottom, the first thing you should come up to is one of the resource caves. And there it is, right there in front of us. I'm gonna go inside it just so you can see. This is also a good spot for you to seek shelter if something's after you, or if you're doing it on primitive. This is where you can get some air. And as you can see, there's already a pleasy on me. But right here is where you're gonna find the drop. But as you can see, I put a really tall pillar, or a lot of pillars, so I could see exactly where it's at. I did put down an artifact down there, but you can't really see it. And it's the same with the actual loot drop or loot crate. You can't really see it, so you have to basically get right to it, right to this area, and just listen for it. And you'll probably see like the very top of it spinning. So let's move on to the second one. So you have to go around, and the first thing you're gonna notice is this cliffs right here, and this is where I'm going. Once you get over the top, you just basically look at this crack here, and this is where you're going. And this one's a little tricky. When I was first learning this, it was a little tough for me to figure out where it was. But right there's the artifact. The loot crate should be right next to it when it's there. It should be like slightly to the left. But now we're gonna go back to the barrier and just pay really close attention to the direction I go. And so we're gonna go and follow the barrier. And you gotta go high right here. You're gonna get stuck on that rock formation. But this one's a little ways out. But no matter what, guys, it's extremely dangerous. Now look at this rock formation. As soon as you see this, you're gonna see another one right behind it. That's kind of similar. There it is. The actual loot crate is going to be right past this, and I'll show you here in a sec. But as you can see, there's a lot of dangerous stuff down here. See, this is where the loot drop is. Once you see this rock formation, just kind of get, you know, the formation of it in your mind, because this is what you look for every time. And it's going to be right here on the edge, right where this artifact is. So now we're just going to keep on going. This next one is going to put us right by the cave. As you can see, there's seaweed. I call it seaweed. I don't know what it's called. But when you see seaweed, or, you know, these plant things, that's when you know that you're close to the cave, or one of the caves. But it's basically right in front of it, right between resource cave and the underwater cave. As you can see, there's a squid right there. So this is really dangerous. And I'll show you, I'll take a couple of, see, as you can see, there's the cave, the entrance. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these guys out so I can give you a closer look of where the actual drop is. But this one is dangerous, and it's a little tricky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the resource cave just to stay safe from the squid, and sometimes pleasies and mosies. The pleasies, I believe they can probably come down here or inside, but you come straight out, and this is where you should see it, right where that artifact is. If you keep on going this way, you will see the entrance again to the left. But let me turn around again. See, it's right there. So now I'm just gonna go on to the next one, because obviously it's not there, and this is getting a little crazy, and I don't want to get grabbed by that squid. But I am on a pretty fast itchy, or dolphin, whatever you want to call it. So now we can go to the top. Now we're getting closer to the snow, so whenever you are swimming at the top, you are going to get cold. If you're swimming on the bottom, then, you know, you won't, which is kind of weird, but that's the way it works most of the time, at least. But what I'm looking for here is that glacier that's out here. As soon as I see it, as you can see right there, there's the bottom of it. And the top, it was a little bright on the top, but as soon as I see it, I'm going to go straight down. And it will be right at the edge of the sand in the cliff, as you can see right there. But that glacier up there is my marker. See, there it is. But like I said, as soon as it spawns, go straight down. So now we gotta go all the way to the end of the map. And this one is gonna be in between two, I guess you could call them cliffs or rock formations, or I don't really know what to call it. But there's usually a couple of pleasies hanging around there. See, you see this for rock formation, that's what tells you that it's coming up. So the very next thing you'll see is basically like a cliffs. See right here, and there's another one right next to it, but you can't see it from this view. But as soon as we start turning, we'll see it. And see, there it is, and you just go between them, and it's right at the beginning, or fairly close to the beginning. But that's where it's gonna be at, and it's gonna be clear, so you won't be able to miss it. And from here we just go up slightly and to the left, because now we're going to the barrier that runs on the north. And I'm gonna go all the way up to the top, and this, just as before, we are going to look for a glacier that pops up. So as soon as it spawns, we're gonna go straight down. And see, there it is on the right. There's a couple of them. They're rather small. So you go straight down and you're going to see this huge gray rock right there. And then right after that, you're going to see this rock formation that looks like a leg and a boot. See right there? So you want to go to the right of that boot looking rock formation there. And you see that archway there. Basically, that's where you're going to go. And you're going to go slightly to the right. There's another mosey. And that's exactly where the drop will be, or the loot crate. So now we just got to get away from the mosey, because my dolphin is not all that strong. It's fast, but I don't know if it can take a bite from that mosey. Or now 2 mosies. Alright, so let's go ahead and get out of here. So the very next thing you want to look for is rocks coming out at a peak. You see right there. Right before you get to that, you're going to turn to the right. See right here. And what you're looking for is the cave. This is a resource cave right here. But the drop itself will be at the top of it. And there's another mosey, so let me go in here for a sec. And also, there are notes on every single one of these resource caves. So whenever you go in there, just kind of look in there. They're easy to find. But the crate will be right around here. And I couldn't put an artifact there because it won't allow me to put anything on top of the cave. So now we move on. And at this point, you can go ahead and go to the top. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to swim on the top until I get past this mountain here. And it's right past that mountain. And then I'm going to go straight down. And you see another rock formation there that looks like a flying saucer. That's going to be your marker. Once you get past that, you're going to start swimming a little bit in. And then you're going to come to this rock here on the left. The drop will be in between that and the rock formations on the right. Now this is a dangerous area because a lot of times you're going to find mosies just pop out from under the ground, which is kind of weird. And I've been caught off guard that way. So whenever you grab those drops, just be quick. Here, basically, we're going towards the barrier, but just stay to the right of these, and then you should hit the barrier, and then you're going to see this overhang here. And that's my marker. I know now that once I get past this, the drop will be right after this rock formation here. So you see where those sharks are swimming around. This is where the drop spawns. So then we keep on going, and now we're gonna get close to Carno Island. And there is the resource cave. And this one is also on top. The loot crate is on the top. But I got a few things behind me real quick. Let me just try to lose them. Yeah, there they are. So this is gonna be quick. If you do find a loot crate here on top of it, make sure that you pull those pleasies or whatever's following you like a ways out, and then just sprint as quick as you can to it and get off, grab it, and then get back on whatever you're riding. But here is a Carno Island, as you can see, and we're just gonna go along the right side of it. Alright, so it gets a little shallow here, but I'm basically going towards that mountain there. But I just want to show you so you can orient yourself. And as soon as you see the rock formations, you'll see this on the right. And that's what I'm looking for. That's where I'm going to go towards. But then you're going to turn slightly to the left of that formation, and you're going to see that gray rock, and it's right in front of it. Here, I ended up having to put the artifact on top of pillars because it was not flat enough for me to put the artifact down. But if, you know, once you're done here, you go under the arc there. That hanging rock there is basically our marker. It's gonna be almost right under it, but it's actually just slightly past it. But it's gonna get deeper right in that little area. So right after these rocks. So you have to get really close to the bottom in order to see it. As you can see, it's right next to it. Right next to the artifact. So let's look real quick. It's, you know, nothing great. Alright, so now the next one, there used to be one between here and Herbivore Island, but it's no longer there because they put the cave entrance right where that loot crate used to spawn. But I'll go ahead and show you where it's at, just in case you want to go into the cave. Although this cave is extremely dangerous. You're better off trying the one on the west side, because that one's fairly easy and there's not that much stuff that's that dangerous. But this one, you're gonna find a lot of extremely high level mosies and squids and things like that. So you can see here's the entrance. That's where it used to spawn, and here is all the seaweed. So let's just continue on to Herbivore Island. Loot drops respawn every 25 minutes. Unless you get both loot drops within those 25 minutes, then you have to wait 45 minutes, if that makes sense. So now this is what we're looking for, this shelf here. We're now over to Herbivore Island, and then there's this hanging rock right there. And I usually go right over the hanging rock, but I hug the cliff on the right. And see, there's another boot-looking leg. Anyways, there is the resource cave. And see, they're always kind of round like that. And the entrance is right here in the front. There's two entrances. And you just kind of want to go around it. You see this rock formation over here. It's right behind that. A lot of dangerous stuff here. See, right here. And then the barriers right here as well. But let me see if I can get a better look without letting that squid grab me. So yeah, it's right there. I'm not going to take any chances. Let me go into the cave real quick. Alright, so hopefully they went away a little bit. Or they chilled. Okay, so here we go. So just another pass, just so you can see, take a good look at where it's at. So now we're going to go against the barrier once again, and now we are on the southern barrier. And this one is not that far. As you can see, that's kind of round, so that is the cave, the resource cave. And once you get right past it, you see all these shrubs, flowers, you know, things, and it's right here. And it looks like it's right next to it, so we got lucky here. See if there's anything good. Nope, nothing good there. So now that we got the second one, since we got it within the 25 minutes, then now we would have to wait 45 minutes before they respawn. And see, this is where I like to tame pleasies and mosies. This is my favorite spot. So now we're just gonna wait until the squid kind of leaves us alone. Alright. So yeah, if you come out of that, it's a, you know, you just turn to the left and you'll see it there. So now we have one more to go. There's a total of 16. Loot drops. So for this, I usually go to the top and you know, I just go as fast as I can. And what I want to do is I want to get past the rock island there. And once I get past it, that's when I'm gonna go down and look for the next resource underwater cave, because it's right after it. Alright, so now we can go down. Nice looking mosey there. Okay, there's this is the rock formation that basically tells me that cave is coming up. And see, it's kind of long, it's kind of pointing towards it, more or less. And here's the cave right here, kind of round. And so if you go right after it, it's going to be between two, the cave and another rock there. It's going to be on this little sand dune here. And this way is the entrance. This is just like the Herbivore Island cave, where there's two entrances to it. And like I said, just you know, get in there, and if you need pearls or crystal, good place to get them. And also don't forget about the note. And so that's pretty much it. That was the last one. And you know, you can do it all over again. We're really close to the red obby once again, but to be honest, I don't know if this is worth all the trouble, because it's like I said, it's extremely dangerous. It is a lot better to just go to Scorched Earth and get the loot there, because the loot tables are the same, except you get more there than here. Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. I hope that this helps you, and until next time, keep surviving.